So I got called in early yesterday to get an MRI done, and that basically confirmed the fact that my styloids, while they're not long, they're not elongated, they're slightly retroverted, so they're at an angle, which is then pressing on the internal jugular vein on both the left and right side. And what this shows on the scans is that it goes really thick and then suddenly really thin on both sides with the jugular vein, right? And it's not to say that that's actually thick, it's the fact that at that middle point there, that's where the styles are kind of cutting off, or not cutting off, they're like kind of narrowing the jugular vein. So the top that's thick, that's basically a buildup of fluid essentially from the brain. So your brain's not able to regenerate properly. Basically, it's not able to drain. Now, in terms of why that's bad, is because the styles are pressing on the jugular vein. It's impacting, I think, 3 of the cranial nerves. I think it's 4, 4, 10, and 11. Which includes the vagus nerve. I think that's 10. So it's like all these symptoms I've had, like, yeah, like, I mean, you can just go back on some of the videos that I've posted. It's like issues with swallowing, like voice changes, sore throats, things that appear to be like allergies or reflux causing problems, so much tension, not being able to breathe deeply. Yeah, and that's like, and it's not the case of I haven't trained my breathing muscles, or I haven't trained my voice in this way, or whatever, or I haven't done speech pathology. Like, I've done all this stuff. Yeah, like so many, like TMJ, jaw issues as well. That's so tight along here and everything. Now, I actually did prolotherapy injections yesterday for the first time. It's like initially, yes, it was less painful, but very quickly that came straight back. Very tight everywhere. And he basically did injections, like 20 of them all around. Yeah, it didn't really do anything. And I think prolotherapy can help in conjunction with doing a surgery. So I think the idea would be is to get a surgery done first on the styloids, and then which will stop them pressing on the jugular vein, and that can flow properly, get the nervous system working properly, and then you can do prolotherapy to like, I guess, free up the tissue because it's so tight. So my strategy now is I'm going to see an ENT in Sydney who specialises with the styloids, and at the same time I'll probably go back to Canberra for another round of prolotherapy injections, just to see if that helps. He was like, look, we'll do a couple of sessions just to see if that's going to do anything, because he wasn't sure if it would. And then I'm also going to get an injection in my lumbar spine at the middle back, lower back, and that's going to test to see how much pressure there is in my sinus. So that's like basically this part of the head. Basically, obviously, you got your brain in there. I'm not speaking about this very well, but you got your brain in there. And apparently, my sinus cavity is quite prominent. But then as this drains, so as I was saying, like as it drains into the jugular vein, it's some narrowing there, which is what I was saying earlier. It's just not able to drain properly. So they wanted to test how much pressure there is, because just on MRI they can't really tell that. So I'm going to have to go back to Canberra for that prolotherapy session, the lumbar spine injection, test for the pressure, and also going to see a specific massage therapist that deals with that works with the sports medicine practitioner who I've been seeing. So like she knows what he's doing and stuff. So yeah, that's what I'll be going back down to Canberra for in a couple of weeks' time. But meanwhile, I'm trying to book him with an ENT in Sydney who deals with the styloid stuff, and he'll see if he can accept me as a candidate for surgery. like, again, like, the styloids are not elongated for me. They're not long, but they're tilted, and I don't know what they can really do in regards to that, but I'll have to find out from him. So yeah, I've said in previous videos, the thing that's helped me the most recently, it's not like a cure or anything, at least not yet, but after a few days of wearing the Alpha appliance, I've got it in my mouth at the moment, as you can probably tell with the way my voice is sounding speech-wise, like I'm mumbling a lot. Is that having the Alpha in conjunction with doing like stretching this area here and here, that's definitely had an impact on my voice. Like now, this is just after, waking up. It's, although I've actually been on my phone for a while, but for example, yesterday I answered a call straight out of bed, and it was like this, a lot clearer. No, it wasn't like crackly or anything like that. And if you go back on previous videos, it's not deep and resonant like this. Now, I will say, like, throughout the day, this feeling kind of goes, but it's specifically upon waking, it's so much better. And I mean, I try to have the Alpha as much as possible during the day, but it doesn't seem to really do too much. It's specifically when I go to bed. And the jaw stretch that I do is I put 3 fingers in like this, put the tongue to the roof of the mouth, and that basically stretches here and here. Now, after the tongue surgery that I had a few months ago, like a couple months ago actually, like, I wasn't able to get the tongue to the roof of the mouth and open as wide as I can now. It's specifically with having the Alpha and having and stretching that. It's a big difference, trust me on that. Like, now I can put the tongue to the roof of the mouth and open wide. Like, it's pretty prominent now. Like that's a lot wider than before, trust me on that. So yeah, I'll have to see how this appointment goes in Sydney, if I can get that booked in, and even if I'll be a candidate for the styloid stuff. And yeah, like, some people, they get like both their styles removed, some get it just cut. I'll have to see what he says. I've got the MRI and the CT all done, so hopefully he doesn't send me for any more. Yeah, we'll see. Like, I had a top radiologist in Canberra and a top sports medicine practitioner, like, diagnosing me with this stuff. So, I hope that they've done their due diligence and have not left anything out. So yeah, but what is cool is that it's like, after so long, it's like I could literally see on the screen, the bane of my problems for like years and years, and it probably comes from years ago. I fractured my shoulder in an incident, sporting injury, and I also had a whiplash a couple of years after that, from a car accident. And that's basically means that my right shoulder's always hung lower than my left for, well, at least for 9 years now, and my neck compensates for that. And that might have also, I've always had a forward neck posture, as well. So yeah, I'm not sure what the cause is, but I could literally see on the scan, they were showing me after diagnosing me, like, that you see your jugular vein here, it suddenly gets a lot thinner, and that's because the style is pressing on it. So that's great to see. I've done all the allergy testing, the number of times I've been suggested, have you tried a nasal spray for your sinus issues, or like, have you tried drinking more water, or like exercising, or like, have you tried sleeping? It's like, come on. Come on. Yeah, like, if you're dealing with a similar thing, there's an online forum you might have come across called Living with Eagles, which is very useful to find out stuff. There's a search bar in there, so you can just search for keywords. I was a bit disheartened about the Prolotherapy not doing anything, so I was Googling it, or I was looking on that site this morning, and a lot of people saying, well, Prolotherapy is not really helping with eagles. You basically have to do the surgery stuff, so yeah, but at least I've now done a round of Prolotherapy, so I can comment on it myself rather than just going what other people are saying. So yeah, I'm still probably going to do the second round of Prolotherapy, and then I'll do a surgery, and then after that I might do some more Prolotherapy stuff. But again, it's so expensive, this stuff. Like, like, being in Australia is definitely better than the US. Like, obviously we've got Medicare and stuff that really helps. Like, for example, yesterday, the MRI, it was like $730. I got 680 back from Medicare, like, which is insane. And I think usually it'll be like 400 and something back, but because I've reached my threshold, obviously, obviously I have, um, I'm able to get a lot back from Medicare, which is good, because it's like, you know, when you have your paycheck come in and you see all the amount that goes to tax, it's like, it's nice that can at least come back in some indirect way to help with Medicare, which is good. Anyway, that's pretty much it for now, but it's definitely encouraging because I've got a route forward. I've got an ENT in Sydney that I can potentially see and be helped by, but he has to see the scans first and dictate if I'll be a candidate for the surgery. And I think, and the other thing is or one thing is that he can potentially prescribe some like drugs in the meantime. I don't really want to go down that route. But if he's going to strongly suggest it, then I probably will do that. And then the other thing is, I've seen on Living with Eagles forum, but I'll have to get it confirmed by him. Like, sometimes they'll do one side and then see how that goes before doing the other one. I just want both sorted out at the same time. I don't want to deal with having two separate surgeries. So, yeah, I'll have to make that very clear to him when I see him. But yeah, if you've got any advice, please throw it my way. I'll try to give as much information as I can from my experience. It'd be great if we could help each other. And also, if you're a singer as well who's had this stuff done, yeah, like, it would be really interesting to know how much the voice changes. Yeah, I find it fascinating that with the alpha appliance in, it's like I get to experience what my actual voice is like, and my actual voice is a lot lower, a lot deeper than I thought it was, which is interesting. It's funny because, yeah, it's like I often comment about, well, I've often had comments for years, like how I look a lot younger than I actually am. I'm 25, but I can pass for like 20 years old easily. But now with this voice, it's like, now it makes me sound a lot older. It's quite funny. Anyway, I hope that's been helpful and somewhat interesting. Yeah, I'll speak to you all soon. All right, see you later.